Welcome to Big Business with Sarah, the show for experienced entrepreneurs who want to grow their impact and income through value-based outputs. Are you a freelancer or a small business owner with 10 to 20 years of work experience? And is it finally time for you to reap the fruits of your labor and to recreate the business you will love? My name is Sarah Berkenkamp, and I'm helping you every Thursday to take your dream business closer to reality. Do not forget to subscribe to my show and catch every episode. Welcome to episode 7. Create your dream business successfully. Being a business owner is a wonderful thing and you have real freedom, you can do what you want, but sometimes it's costing you more time than you wished for. Believe me, I was and I sometimes am still in your shoes. I know what it's like to be actually not happy with my business. And it's fine, you can always change this, no matter your age, your situations, your field of work, your sector. In fact, I believe that the business owners who are not willing to change every once in a while are not very serious about their future and of the future of their families. But creating this dream business can be very difficult. And I've done this for the past year and I want to give you 6 steps to help you along the way. So the problem is that you're facing is I'm not really loving my business. And the actual problem is, sorry, this is harsh but true, this is your problem and you and only you can solve it. But no worries, I'm here to help you. We are going to do a business audit today using this 6-step framework that I've created and developed, and you are also getting a sneak preview because of this of the big business course I am currently launching and creating. I've developed this over the past few months. I used a lot of my own experience, business coaching that I've followed. I read a lot of books on this. And I've created this framework which consists of 6 modules or 6 steps. It's called knowledge, worth, mindset, network, leadership, and productivity. And I'm going to share with you some tips and some sneak peeks in the program, what we're going to talk about and what could be probably very interesting for you. Love thyself so you can love others. It starts with knowledge. Do you realize what you have done in your entire life, what you have learned, what you've gained, what has shaped you? Take some time to write this down. What are, for instance, 3 projects that you are most proud of and why? Write this down for yourself. So I've created a very own framework for this called your niche authority. You can listen to the previous episode to discover how you can be an authority in your niche. And actually finding that niche can be quite hard. I advise you to start small because you can always expand, and becoming that niche is really allowing you to pinpoint very clearly to people if you can help them, yes or no. So for instance, I'm a business coach, but I'm not really a business coach for people who are just starting their career. I am really focused on experienced entrepreneurs. People don't have to be entrepreneurs the whole time per se, but I want to work with people with about 10 to 20 years of work experience. So even if you've been working for a boss for 10 years and you are just starting your business, you are not a beginner. You have a lot of experience. And this is what many business owners or starting business owners really realize during, for instance, when they're changing their business. Oh, actually, I do know a lot and I can do a lot. So this is all what the knowledge module is all about. My clients are all very different, but what they have in common is that they all want to make an impact. And I want you to ask you to discover for yourself what are important causes to you. choose something that you really adore, that you really feel like, oh, I really care about this. So for instance, for me, it's female empowerment. I've said this in the introduction episode. I am a feminist. I love doing that. And if I can help female business owners with this, I am actually very, very happy. Choose something you love, so then you'll enjoy working on it. Then also align your personal brand to this. Is your output, is it really fitting to what you love to do, or the impact you want to make, or the cause that you find so important? Then we're also going to talk about, and we can do these exercises right now as well, how to future-proof your business. As a business owner, it's very hard and difficult to think about the upcoming 5 to 10 years. Also, actually, when you're working for a boss, this is very difficult. But it might help you to think at the end of your career, maybe this is going to be in 5 years' time, this is going to be in 10 years' time or 20 years' time, when you are selling your company. What are you selling? And based on this idea, you can make a list of things to do to reach this. And don't worry, this can always change. It's totally fine. I have made business plans since I was young. I don't know why. I used to be the owner of an agency, models agency, Spice, when I was 10. I had my own, how do you say it, a newspaper on animals called the Animals Page, also when I was 10. And I had my fashion label, which was called Chin Chin. So I was working, I was kind of, creating these businesses in my mind. Obviously, I've always been very interested in this. So I'm not running a models agency, I'm not running a newspaper about animals, and I'm not running a fashion brand. But I've always been very interested in that, and actually, by creating those fake brands, maybe I should show the sketches someday, because they're actually really fun. That's why I'm laughing. By just really sitting and creating that brand and really thinking about that already allowed me probably to set the first steps into the businesses I've created for the past 14 years. So don't worry, I'm not saying that you're 10 years old and want to start a modeling agency, which is called Spice. Obviously influenced by the Spice Girls, by the way. But this can always change. It's fine to change. So I always want to make an impact. I've been in politics, and actually now I'm kind of changing that political goals that I'm having into my business. Actually, I want to make an impact. I want to have clients who want to make an impact. So it's just that you have some kind of plan in place, so that can help you really find your way in your business. So, worth is the second module in my framework. And it's all about your worth and money. Realizing, for instance, that you have an income cap and how you can overcome that. And it really starts with, are you setting the right prices? So my coachees are learning to make a yearly budget with 3 columns. An I need this income, a lovely income, and a wow income. So calculate this with the hours you want to work in a year, and this will help you determine your prices and your offer. This is something really fun to do, so really enjoy doing that. I also strongly believe that businesses need multiple income streams. With the risk of sounding vintage in 1 year time, I want to let you focus on a case study which is currently running, or I am currently running on Peloton, which are home gym bikes. This business model, which expanded enormously during COVID, is now completely collapsing, and many people get laid off. Let me tell you, you don't want this. So be sure of having multiple income streams so you can build a real strong business. And this doesn't have to be that you have to spend millions of dollars on getting people a home bike and also maybe getting a training license for people that are working in gyms. Actually, probably that's going to help them solve this problem. But I just want to share this with you. be sure that it's not just hanging by one little thread, your business. It's your responsibility, as I mentioned before. Mindset is the third module. You hear many business coaches say it's all about mindsets. I kind of agree, but I guess you need the other aspects in my framework just as much to really run your successful business. It's not just mindset. I mean, you can be good in your mindset, but if you don't have skills, if you don't know how to calculate your worth, it's going to be very difficult. I am inviting you, mindset-wise, to be curious in your business at all times. Act like not everything depends on the decisions you make. There's always tomorrow. You can always change direction. That's what's lovely about owning a business. And life is really not about the results, but about how you respond to it. And I'm very curious actually to Peloton's recovery plan, for instance. Also, I believe that you need certain forms of self-care to do what works for you. You have to plan this in very often. What is this for you? I want to ask you now to make a list of 10 things you love to do when you're maybe not feeling very well, but maybe also when you are feeling good, actually. For me, that's, for instance, taking a hot bath, taking my friends out to dinner, plan a cocktail party, read a book. Write this down for yourself. And another thing in the mindset department is have that positive self-talk. I would highly recommend this. Do not let others destroy your mood. You can do this by setting your intentions, and focus goals for the year. And everything that is distracting you from this, you should not give any more attention. We're also going to talk about this in the last module. Network is the fourth module. And I've already shared a couple of trainings on this because I think this is very important, but it costs 10 times more finding new clients than it is to nurture your current clients. Let that one sink in. This could also be people you know from when you were young, etc. Warm contacts are always better than cold. And I will probably repeat this every episode because I see so many business owners make this mistake of not looking at what's near them, but just looking very, very far away. I don't know why. I'm probably doing it too, but really nourish what you have. Maybe it helps you to think about that you're creating a tribe around you. Maybe look at it like that, and that they are the people that are there for you, that are supporting you. And please do not think that you need 10,000 or 100,000 followers on Instagram just to be successful. No, you need to be visible for the people near you, and you need to speak to them. And then also in this part of this module about networking is do not be afraid of some savvy self-promotion. So be visible and do not be afraid to sell your offer. So I was holding on to a few clients years back, and it was actually a very unhealthy way of doing business. If you, for instance, have only one more client waiting for you and you are worried about your future, I guess there's no wonder. You should talk to 3 potential clients today to give yourself some freedom and security. It will really help you, I'm sure. And then the 5th module in my big business course is leadership. Once you are a business owner, you are a leader. Let that sink in. You are. Or at least you are a leader of your bank account. And maybe you're a leader of your team. And I want to help you become a better leader. So I've created this exercise for you. Think of the people you've worked with or the people that you look up to. What do you like in them? And what can you kind of extract from their behavior and make it yours? Don't worry about copying them. You're fine. You probably need some tweaking. You are you. You are unique. And I want you to think also about healthy risk-taking, stepping out of your comfort zone in your business. But don't be silly and make make mistakes, it's a very fine line. So write down for yourself what is something you still want to do, what feels a little bit risky, and really try to find that balancing act and think smart and think about, okay, which risk can I take, which is okay, what can I do, and really encourage yourself and become a little bit more of a risk taker. And also I want you to think about, once you're hiring team members, and this could also be a virtual assistant and your accountant, I want you to think about building a culture right at the beginning. It's a lot of fun to do. So how to build a culture? Think about the things that you find very important in your business. So for instance, you really, really think that your clients should be number one. Then let your team breathe and understand that your clients are number one. And so you can think of all these kind of rules that you're making up and kind of building your tribe and your culture of your team around that. And you will recognize that people will actually act the way you like it, because you're being very clear of what you want. And lastly, module number 6 is all about productivity. I want you to think about your productivity. What are your long-term goals? What do you need to reach your goals, and really be practical about all of this? So how to actually enjoy the ride of pivoting your business all of the time without it being too difficult for you. So I've created this framework for you to use all your life, actually, because right now we are obviously in COVID times. There is really a lot of challenges. Actually, there is a big inflation coming up. There is also a lot of shortage on staff. So how can you help others? How can you help companies? So the world is always changing. You know what happened with the pandemic. So if you are geared up and skilled up, and then I don't mean skilled with an A, but skilled with an I and double L. If you are skilled up, you are ready for the future. And then we also spoke about this future-proofing your business at the beginning in the chapter leadership. And so how can we actually enjoy that ride of pivoting your business? I want to ask you to think about your 3 goals for the upcoming 3 months. And once you're planning, I hope you're doing this, your weekly agenda or your monthly calendar, check all the time if all the tasks that are written in your agenda, if this is aligned with those 3 goals. If it's not, you can actually eliminate the task, except if it's interesting for the long term, but maybe it can wait for another moment. So for instance, a very personal decision that we have to make in our house is, are we getting a new kitchen? I am sort of loving my kitchen. It is doing fine. It is okay, but I don't find it very pretty. So I'm thinking of ways, I was thinking all the time of ways of how to improve the kitchen. Maybe have some new cabinets and that's just it, and all the rest can stay. But I have promised to myself, and I spoke about this with my husband, and he was okay with it, to really think about this and be dedicated about this in Q3. So only just starting in September, we will work on this, not earlier. And this actually is creating a lot of rest. Actually, it's not all the time in your head anymore. So it's perfect, really. This is a very silly personal example, but you know what I mean. You can do this too. So to summarize, I have just laid out my framework for big business for you. It's really just a sneak peek because it's a huge program. I'm not really sure how to make it dense and very readable and followable for my coachees, but I am working on it. But it's going to be really jam-packed with a lot of advice, a lot of exercises. This was really just top of the iceberg. And it consists of 6 modules called knowledge, worth, mindset, network, leadership, and productivity. And you can download my big business guide at bureausbb.com. And you can also enroll into my big business course real soon. Doors close at March 14th, and I'm very happy to welcome you. And so this framework is the online video course I'm currently creating. And we're also doing private coaching calls 3 times for 3 months. And you are having daily access to me through Voxer, which is a walkie-talkie app. And it's like having me in your back pocket. You know, if there's something you want to work on or really discuss very quickly, I'm there for you. And lastly, and I'm doing this every episode, is share a famous quote with you. And it's coming from Michelle Obama. And she is saying, success is only enjoyable if it feels like your own. I completely agree. I think you have the power to change your business. You don't have to do it on your own, but it should feel like your own. And I believe that my framework is really helping you define your level of success. What is success to you? We're also going to talk about that in the knowledge module, and really understand that that it's one of the most exciting things there is to be able to stand in your power and really create the business you love. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to Big Business with Sarah. Do not forget to subscribe to this podcast series. I'm very eager to hear from you how this podcast is resonating. And please help me a little bit by sharing this podcast on Instagram, tagging me with @SarahBigBusiness. From March 7th on, my new online course, Big Business, is starting. And this will help you rebuild the business of your dreams. Last year, I completely switched from a freelance one-on-one business to now a 6-figure business, helping freelance entrepreneurs and small business owners to reach and rebuild maybe even the business of their dreams. I want to help you too. Go to instagram.com/SarahBigBusiness and find out more about the 3-month course. Doors close at March 14th.